Well, there we are.
Hey,
Caching
there's
in
a
the
little
Northwest.
yellow thing on the screen.
That says live?
Maybe you
Yeah.
need to take a napkin and clean it off.
Oh, maybe that's it.
You sneezed again, didn't you?
The show is
Everybody.
all class all the time.
All the time. Wait, we have class? I've been missing class.
As long as you're not cutting class.
I'm cutting something
Why
else.
did you mute yourself?
I didn't mute myself intentionally, but I don't know why I muted myself. I turned my head and it muted.
Oh,
You have the
You have
mute
that-
flash going.
do you have that thing where if you look at the screen and then look away, it mutes?
The
Try it.
computers are taking over.
Skynet,
I was
where
just
are
gonna say, I
you?
didn't realize that my laptop was part of Skynet.
Come with me if you want to podcast.
All
No.
right. So we're gonna get the show rolling here, and
Let's roll the show. Now
Let's
I'm going to start the
roll.
music, and I'm doing the open.
Let's rock and roll.
Ooh,
There's it.
we're going to more rock than roll tonight.
Yeah.
hey, that's funny.
And here we go. Well, here we are. It's Thursday night. That means one thing. It's caching in the Northwest. Welcome. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the Great Pacific Northwest. We're going to talk about caches unique to this little corner of the country. So get your calipers, thermometer, and rock hammer out. It's time to go earth caching in the Northwest.
Oh, that's right. Welcome to Caching in Northwest. And welcome to October, by the way. September has come and gone. And you know what that means? That means it's one of the best times of the year. It's postseason baseball time. That AL wild card game this week, that was one of the best, just about the best postseason game I've ever seen. And right now, there's a great one going on. They're tied 2-2 as we start the podcast. So who knows? It's a great time to watch baseball. But tonight's not about baseball.
What?
Tonight, it's about earth caching. And for that, of course, we have to bring in our experienced, enhanced, excited earth caching expert. Some say he's got igneous rock in his head and polycrystal and silicon in his shoes. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
EarthCaching, yeah!
All right, that is one nice way to go geocaching.
Oh, darn right. Earth caching rocks. You know what I mean.
Well,
Yeah.
Wow. You guys did a couple of good things there, if people are listening. Now,
Yeah, well.
before we kick into tonight's episode, we gave away prizes last week to our live listeners. I know we're based on the West Coast, and it's hard for all of our listeners to stay awake to be able to watch live.
Yeah, it's even hard for us to stay awake sometimes.
You don't
Sorry?
always know it.
What?
Yeah. So we won't always give away prizes just for listening or watching live. Now, those winners are going to be getting a high-quality, weather-resistant, fully sealable, extra medium-sized, multi-use, transparent geocache log bag, just like this one.
Ooh, nice.
Cache
We're pulling out all the stops on this show.
findable for years to come. But wait, that's not all.
There's more?
There's more. Now,
Ooh.
how much would you pay?
I'll
Let
pay
me tell you.
attention.
Along with that bag, the winners are going to be getting a coin. It looks a lot like this one.
Nice
These
coin.
these are really nice coins. These are coins from one of our favorite sponsors, GX Proxy. So you're going to be getting one of those in the mail along with the geocache bag. It
Wow.
may be full of coins, but it'll be okay. You'll still be able to use it. Now, if that's not enough,
It's not. More. Please, more.
really?
More.
He said more.
Okay.
What do you got, bad cop?
I'm going to double your fun free of charge.
All right.
If you email or call us with your best Northwest caching adventure story for the summer of 2014, you're going to be eligible to win a brand spanking new travel bug from geocaching.com.
That's
But wait,
awesome.
there's more.
No way.
Yeah. If you call in with your scariest Northwest cache, because, we are in the month of October now.
Yes, we are.
You'll
It's
be
like
entered
we're
to win.
planning something.
Exactly. You'll be entered into the pool to win another travel bug. That's on October 30th show.
Wow. It's a little chilly for the pool, but hey, what are you waiting for? Give us a call, 253-693-TFTC, right now. You may have already won. In fact, here, I'm not going to dial. Never mind. I'm on a podcast.
Are our operators standing by?
Yes.
You may have already won. Give us a call. Wait. Can they have already won? Because I know the bad cop's itching to send these prizes out. But, call in with your best Northwest summer caching adventure and your scariest Northwest cache right now. Go ahead. We'll wait. Go ahead.
Well, we really can't wait all that long. However, if you're listening to this not live and you've downloaded our podcast, first of all, thank you. And secondly,
yes,
then maybe you have already answered. So either we're time travelers or, we'll sort that out later.
So they may have already won.
You may have already won.
They might have.
But while we're waiting, I would like to tell the fine folks listening, who are listening today, or listening to this on another day. Oh, man. I'm toast. All right. If you're listening to this now, if you are currently listening, I would like to tell you.
Pull the car over and stop laughing.
I would like to tell you who last week's winners were.
Please do.
I have a list.
All right.
Our winners from last week, and they won just by listening and participating in the live show, are Icy Diamonds, Brylang, Dora Moore, and of course, Wet Coaster.
Of course.
They won that coin that the bad cop was just showing you, just for listening live, and they won the amazing log bag.
This log bag right here, I mean, you're going to use it more than you use the coin. Trust me on this one. Land Monkey, I should really just send all these prizes to you and let you hand them out when you see these fine cachers next.
Well, hopefully I will see them soon, and they are fine cachers. All awesome people, every one of them.
There's kind of a common thread to all of them, isn't there?
Most of them.
But they're all awesome cachers.
Hey,
yeah.
Have I mentioned we're talking about earth caching today?
Earth caching.
Yes. You may ask, why are you talking about earth caching today? And that would be a good question. It's because of International Earth Cache Day is coming. October 12th, 2014. That's this very year, this very month, and just about 2 weeks away.
Cool.
Now, in 2014, it's the first time ever a special souvenir is going to be awarded by geocaching.com for anyone who logs a found it for an Earth cache on International Earth Cache Day.
Cool. And if you write the short date the American way, it's 10/12/14. It's like counting by twos.
Oh, there you go.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
I've always liked earth caching. Earth caching is fun, but I will admit I'm not as hardcore earth cacher as our friend Land Monkey. But recently, for the 7 souvenirs of August, I went out and specifically looked for an earth cache, and that's quite possibly the first time that's happened for me personally. I like earth caches, but often I would just look for them if they happen to be near a campground or vacation spot or stuff, because they tend to be a little more work. But I find them a little more personal and rewarding because of the effort that you have to put into them. Land Monkey, though, now he is the real earth cache expert of this crew. So tell me, Land Monkey, what do you need to do to log an earth cache?
Great. Well, to start with, the most difficult part is actually finding the physical cache container so you can sign the logbook. That seems to be where most new earth cachers have the challenge. Let me stipulate, there is no logbook for an earth cache. There is no container.
That's my problem.
Oh. I've done this
That
all
said,
wrong.
I mean, I jest, but there are folks who are brand new to geocaching and they go out to find Earth Cache and log a DNF because they didn't know any better. So, hey, we're here to help.
That's right.
Let us share with you. So, when us land monkeys go out geocaching and Mrs. Land Monkey rolls her eyes and says, "Oh, I suppose there's going to be an Earth Cache nearby,"
Oh, that's how Mrs. Bad Cop deals with all caches.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Same principle. I have a binder, in fact, that I take with us anytime that I know that we'll be out near Earth caches.
Like high
anywhere.
fiber?
Yes, anywhere in British Columbia, like a 3-ringed binder. That binder has most of the Earth Cache description pages for British Columbia printed out in it. So there goes the whole paperless caching idea. Now, what I've actually started thinking about, and I'm just getting organized to execute this, is leveraging Evernote to do the exact same thing. So it truly would be paperless Earth caching. I'll be testing that out this fall, and I'll give some feedback on how that's working.
You could also chisel stone tablets. That would be paperless.
That would be technically paperless, and while that would be in the spirit of Earth caching,
very Fred Flintstone of you.
Yeah. Well.
Now, Evernote does have that really nice web clipper that you can go and grab entire web pages, put it right in there.
Which is after listening to a recent episode of GeoGearheads is what triggered the idea for me, because I thought, oh, Evernote, but then I'll have to paste all the text, and what if there's photos? But then when I learned about the web clipping, I thought this would actually work.
Mm-hmm.
So what else did I want to share with you guys? Cameras. You should always bring a camera if you're intending to do an Earth cache. Record your observations. You're going to be asked to do some sort of observations or testing, and it's good to know that while some Earth caches actually request in the Earth cache description, they request a photo of you at the location. That's not actually enforced any longer. That's one of those sort of grandfathered criteria for claiming an Earth cache. But I always take photos of what I'm being asked to observe anyways. So thus far, everything I've suggested you should have to prepare to do an Earth cache, your smartphone should cover that.
There you go.
However, there may be other tools required.
So do most Earth cache listings tell you what you're going to need to either observe or measure in order to claim the find?
I think what I've seen in the descriptions they do, but as Land Monkey mentioned with a camera, I photograph the snot out of everything because, well, I tend to sometimes skim the descriptions a little less thoroughly than I should, and realize that much after the fact that I missed an important element in the description or the things I was supposed to find. So just take a ton of pictures, especially in the digital age. It doesn't cost you anything to print them, so you can just delete them off your computer if you don't need them. But photo. That's my answer. Now from the expert.
That's really good advice, Sam, actually. It really is. And Bad Cop, the answer is yes. If the Earth cache asks you to make any kind of specific observation, they'll tell you what to bring. For example, there's Earth caches around artesian wells where they want you to measure the flow rate of the water, and they will tell you to bring a container to measure the water in. If they want to, they'll tell you what they're getting at, and so even if they don't specifically say bring a thermometer, they're going to say what's the temperature in the water at this location, and now go to this waypoint and measure the temperature in the water. So unless you're really good at doing that, the obvious, you can figure out for yourself for the most part that I'll probably need a thermometer.
Obviously, it's 13 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, yes. Because, I have very sensitive fingers. But yeah, so the answer is...
in the audio podcast, we can't tell you what Land Monkey just did with his fingers. Because he held them out of frame. That's all. That's it. What were you thinking?
That's right. Great. So with that, let's go to some cacher feedback. Recently, I asked on Facebook what advice people would have for Earth cache finders or creators and what their favorite Earth caches in the Northwest are.
Well, and first we have one of our last week's winners for the fabulous coin right here. Look at that coin. And cash
And the bag.
Don't
And
get
the
me
bag.
wrong there.
That's right.
Dora Moore. Dora Moore says, I'd say to first-time finders, be sure to read the cache page and understand what the cache is all about. There is no container. I've seen more than one DNF posted by people looking for a physical cache at an EarthCache site. Take your time and enjoy the experience. If you're in too much of a hurry to get on to the next cache, you're missing the point. And I'm going to interrupt right here and say she is exactly right. If you're rushing through an EarthCache, just to really take your time. Oh, go ahead.
You hung up there. You left us in suspense.
Did I really?
Yes.
I was just talking away whether you guys were hearing or not.
Just as you were going to reveal your answer, you paused.
Okay. So if you're taking if you're hurrying along just to get numbers and going through the EarthCache too quickly, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
Take the time, enjoy what you're learning, because you're going to be able to come back there and say, hey, did you know? Trust me. So Dora Moore comes back to say, for first-time EarthCache creators, keep it simple and focused. There's a lot of information out there, and it can go in many different directions. Figure out what it is you want people to take away from that site and stick to that one idea. Personally, I don't get a lot out of dates or the names of various eras or many different geologic processes all presented at once. Give me a simple concept to learn, preferably with a picture or diagram, and I come away happy.
Yeah.
She says her favorites around southwest BC, Sheem Lake wetlands, that's GC11X09, Jack Road Dike, GC2C02N, Flutes, that's GC444GK, and Ephemeral Tinehead.
That's correct.
That's what it says.
That would be GC2K50M. Look at that and say 2K 50 meters. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw that.
I was thinking all of these with letters and numbers, and letters and numbers look like Canadian postal codes.
Oh, there you go. In Washington State, she likes trees of stone. GC1C09Y.
All right. I'm sure those are some great ones, and when I get up to Southwest BC, I may just have to look up one or two of those. Maybe even on International EarthCaching Day, but I don't think I can get up there quite that soon. We have more feedback from listeners and from a winner, Bry Lang. Bry Lang answered with, he said, there's the Nycomen Ridge EarthCache in the backcountry of Manning Park. Just get this. He says, I made the FTF, and I'm the only log to find since it was published in 2009. That's pretty special. So that's GC1W720. So get out there and add your name. GC1EHB4. And he says, I'm pretty erratic myself, so any Earth cache involving erratics catches my interest. He's visited several, and he lists 5 numbers here that we'll just put in the show notes because they're awfully hard to read, and you're probably driving right now anyway, unless you're listening live. Now, maybe I'm the only one, but I had to go and look up what an erratic was, because he, while I tend to be erratic, I think that's what he was referring to. So he's talking about, near as I can tell, glacial erratics, which is a piece of rock that differs from the size and type of rock native to the area in which it rests. Erratics are carried by glacial ice, often over distances of hundreds of kilometers, so apparently they're only in Canada. Erratics can range in size from pebbles to very large boulders. So there you go.
Well, it's easy to carry a pebble hundreds of kilometers.
That's right.
You stick it in your pocket and you walk.
So even you can learn something. Earth caches are awesome.
That's right.
EarthCaches are awesome. And interesting note on glacial erratics, if you are looking to create a new Earth cache, don't bother trying to create a new Earth cache in the Northwest that is themed on a glacial erratic, because it probably won't be approved because there's a lot of them. And the Earth cache reviewers are very picky about approving glacial erratics now, just because there's just too many.
Good to know.
So they're tired of glacial erratics. Well, I just learned about them, and they're useless to me.
I know. I've never heard of them before.
No. Now you know what they are, and
true.
you know that there's lots of them. So now it's one of the easiest Earth caches for you to do.
I'm considering making an Earth cache that involves building a scale model to determine the source of a fire in a sea park. Would that go over well?
No.
I'm not sure how that relates to
very strange Earth cache.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. Now, this summer I was privileged to log Granite Rushmore. That's JW4. Of course, this was at Mount Rushmore, where I had a couple of hours one-on-one with a docent there. I was able to directly ask one question that he didn't cover in his talk, and that was really cool. So, but my favorite Earth cache has to be the Lime Kiln Point Quarry and Kilns. That's GC2PDQQ, and anything with two Q's in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's PDQ.
And PDQ.
Right.
And Bond only had one Q, so these are two Qs. It's got to be better.
Awesome.
It's right here in the San Juan Islands of Washington State. We went to Lime Kiln State Park for the whale watching, but I stayed for the Earth cache.
Good for you.
I have to admit, I really wasn't prepared for an Earth cache. There was just a cache nearby, and it's like, oh, we've got to go get this. But everything I needed was right there, and with a little observation and logical guessing, I was able to figure out the answers and claim the find. So
That's awesome. That's a lot of fun.
Very cool.
I would be hard pressed to come up, and I was hard pressed to come up with a favorite Earth cache. There's been some amazing ones that I've done. I particularly enjoyed one that I did with you two gentlemen when we were in Portland, which was a walking tour of the city.
I think that was my favorite Earth cache, just mostly because of the company that we did it in. So I don't have hundreds to choose from like some geocaches that shall remain nameless. But that was a very good outing, very good time.
That was awesome. That was fun. You guys are good sports to come along for that, I have to say. But
geocaching, it was fun.
Yeah, there you go. Quite recently, Mrs. Land Monkey and I on a road trip visited what I would say is probably the most amazing location for an Earth cache that we've been to, and or at least that we've been to any time recently, and that was in eastern Washington State. It is GC154BY Dry Falls Earth Cache.
Wow.
It is in the Sun Lakes Dry Falls State Park, and is just, I don't know, it's absolutely amazing. I have never seen anything like it. It's really hard to summarize it for anybody who hasn't been there, but definitely if you're going to be going on Highway 2, I believe it is, through eastern Washington.
Two over there. Through Wenatchee and Yep,
there you go, yep. You'll go very close to that, and it's worth a very small detour to go over and check that out.
I may have to do that.
I really like Highway 2.
It's a pretty drive.
It's really nice drive.
Yeah, we drove it last New Year's weekend in the ice and snow, and it was gorgeous. So
that would make me pucker.
Yeah, it wasn't time to go earth caching, I don't think. I'm sure Land Monkey would have argued that point had he been on the trip, but we had places to go. How about that?
Stop the car.
I think outside of the go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it looks like we've actually got some live feedback that I'll share, and it's from Dora Moore. she shares with us that she once found the wrong glacial erratic while looking at one about the size of a large bear. They realized that they should have been measuring the truck-sized one across the street, which was hiding behind a hedge, and that must have been some hedge.
That's some hedge, I'm telling you. You know, I don't think that hedge would have satisfied the knights who say knee, because they said a nice one, not too big. Now, when she says a large bear, we saw a picture of her wrestling a large bear last week, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, and so now I'm curious as to what she defines as a large bear, because the bear in the photo didn't look quite as large as I expected it to be, but it was an awesome photo nonetheless.
That's funny.
I was going to say, outside of the EarthCache that we did together, the other favorite one of mine is one I did up on at the Johnston Ridge Visitor Center at Mount St. Helens. It was a pretty good one up there too. So, speaking of EarthCaches, go ahead.
I haven't been to Mount St. Helens in a long time. I'm going to have to make a trek there.
It's a worthwhile trip, but my advice is to watch the weather forecast closely, because I have been to the visitor center when you could not even see the mountain. So make sure the weather's good and clear when you go.
You don't even know if it's there.
It's a great drive and a fantastic visitor center, even if the mountain is obscured. But it's obviously that much more dramatic if you can see the mountain. So, or the crater, what used to be a mountain. It's still a mountain. It's still Mount St. Helens.
Remnants of a mountain.
It's still majestic. Hey, did you know the 3rd International EarthCache event is coming up?
I did know that.
Of course you did. Why am I not surprised?
However, I think it is good for everybody to know that.
Let's tell everybody else about it. You can find information at 3iee.com. How about that?
That's a mouthful.
Did you know that? Yes, you did. Of course you did. From 3iee.com, it says, join us on October 11th, 2014 at the Cowichan Exhibition Grounds for an island experience beyond your wildest dreams. Even you, Land Monkey.
I don't know. I have some pretty wild dreams.
Going to be EarthCaching fun for everyone. We're building a lineup of awesome guest speakers, EarthCache information galore, geocaching vendors, an awesome fossil display, food, thousands of nearby geocaches, and a taste of the Cowichan Valley's history and culture, and of course, geology. As we discussed, that rocks. Did you know that Vancouver Island was formed in the South Pacific and slowly moved up BC's west coast and collided into North America? Did you know the collision is still happening? Join us to experience the geology of Vancouver Island as only geocachers can.
Yeah, well, I bet it's going to be very difficult for Vancouver Island to renew it's insurance now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think they're probably following North America too closely.
That's right. That island was probably texting while it was driving.
I bet it was.
There you go.
It was downloading an EarthCache while it was driving.
By the way,
listening to rock music.
Ooh, gnarly.
Oh dear.
Point of clarification, Dora Moore commented that she said, I never said large last week. I merely said bear.
We interpreted large, did we? We're like that. We're just going to put words in your mouth.
Absolutely. We just assumed.
All bears are large.
Yes. And she says geology rocks.
There you go.
Brylang said that, didn't he? Okay.
There you go. So yeah, actually, anybody who hadn't planned to go to the 3IEE event, it is a mega event, so get yourself a mega. It is an event. It's the 3IEE. IEE stands for International Earth Caching Event, and it is the 3 because it's actually the 3rd time this has been held, and it's the first time it's been held in Canada. So nice. We're very honored. And the Cowichan Valley area is actually quite well known for its fossils and dinosaur history in that area. So it's
can you find any erratics there?
Probably most of the people attending the event.
Oh, there you go.
Will be erratic in one way or another.
I want to try some of the the awesome fossil food.
Yes.
Yes.
No, awesome fossil display.
Oh.
I thought it was display food. Okay.
Awesome fossil display food.
That's right. You can taste the history, though.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. Very good. So yeah, that is going to be a fantastic event. Us Land Monkeys will be there, volunteering for for part of the event and hopefully being able to participate in a good chunk of it as well. And we're very excited for that event because, well, I'm very excited for that event, and Mrs. Land Monkey is very generous to be going.
You've got everything set straight there, finally. Okay. We're ready.
I scrambled in my head just as you were talking about that to search my calendar and wonder if I could sneak up there at the last minute and join you, but I realized I have a conflict that day. I won't be able to make it, but I would love to, and I wish I could. Dora Moore says she will be there, and she will be erratic. Oh, I think Brian Lang said that. See, I'm new to this whole comment thing, and they're coming in to me backwards. Brian Lang's going to be erratic.
All right, and Dora Moore. Yeah, Dora Moore gives some very good advice if you're planning to go reserve your space on the ferry, because unless you're planning to paddle over yourself or swim or drive your submersible car or fly, which is, I guess, also an option.
All cars are submersible once.
That's right. That's right.
To reserve your space on the BC ferries now.
Yes,
she
noted ferries are erratic. Oh, no.
Well, they're going fast, a little faster than an erratic moves. And currently there's none left on the Friday evening. But keep in mind that is the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, which is why.
Ah, okay.
Going fast.
So if you just went over now, that would be okay, right?
That would be there anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Vancouver Island's a beautiful place to spend a week, so
it is.
Just go over for now.
It is. Okay, I'm just going to let you read comments from now on because I just messed them up.
Well, you got the comments correct. You just were attributing them differently.
I need to learn to read from the bottom up.
All right. So while Wits End is learning to read from the bottom up, we would like to tell you, listeners, that next week we want to hear from you. Next week we will be talking about your top NorthWest geocaching adventures of the summer of 2014. So please get those in there. And you'll have the opportunity to win a prize. On October 16th, we will have field reports and, with any luck, some interviews from the 3rd International EarthCaching event in Duncan, British Columbia. On October 23rd's episode, we'll be talking all about path tags. And on October 30th, the day before Halloween, we want to hear from you about the scariest caching adventures you've had. So remember, check the upcoming shows link on our site, the brand new link, the brand new page on our site.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
What
is that?
For that schedule of upcoming shows.
That is cashingnw.com/upcoming.
Wow, how cryptic and obscure.
Yeah,
and erratic.
It's very erratic. Speaking of erratic.
Yes, I qualify for that.
To thank you for listening to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Make sure that you are part of the show, especially for our October 9th episode. Call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, correction, or question any time of the day or night. Of course, you can always email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Visit cashingnw.com for the show notes on this show and more about any of the other Caching in the Northwest episodes. Also, your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like this show, please click the PayPal button on the website. This show's licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2014 by Chris Umfenauer.
And I want you to know that throughout the entire length of our podcast, the score of the baseball game didn't change. It's still tied 2-2 in the
Thanks for downloading and listening.
You didn't miss anything on the baseball game while you watched our podcast.
That's right.
Okay. Well, Dora Moore says there are still spaces available on the boats to Victoria.
Yes.
So, there you go.
There you go.
And, of course, Brylang says hover cars.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are going to be used to invade Montana. The hover cars.
That's right.
That's funny. So Brylang listens to a variety of podcasts, does he?
You think? The hover car invasion of Montana won't be a long way. Will the Queen be leading the charge?
No.
Why not?
Oh,
Prince
he's
Harry
keeping his
will.
streak alive tonight.
What?
How about that?
Say who to what?
He said Brian Lang would miss the first half of the show because he was out keeping his streak alive.
Awesome.
Ooh.
He's closing in on 600, if I'm not
Nice.
mistaken.
Still streaking.
Yeah.
And by that we mean geocaching.
Well, what else would it mean?
Well, don't go there.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are so silly.
Oh, you fellas.
All right. So yeah, that was a great show. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
I wonder how many people will get my nice joke.
That was nicely done.
Thank you.
With the silent G involved.
That's
Yeah.
right. That says sneaky. You know, for the longest time, I thought that was actually pronounced niece because
Yeah.
I thought it couldn't possibly be pronounced nice
No.
until I learned better, and it is actually pronounced nice.
Yeah, Nice is a city in Italy, right?
It is.
Or, a female child of your brother.
Yes.
Hmm.
Brylang gave us a little update there. Less than a week left until he hits 600.
Awesome.
So that is awesome.
That really is awesome. Hey, Brylang, you have to send us a picture, perhaps video, even audio. Go ahead and do a audio bit on your phone. Send it to us at your 600th consecutive geocache.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Call 253-693-TFTC.
Anytime of the day or night. It
That's
doesn't
right.
matter when you find this.
That's right.
Dora Moore says, nice one.
So now you have the proper spelling there in the show notes.
Yes.
Or in the
Yep.
YouTube link.
The
For the
YouTubes.
YouTubes.
It's YouTuberific.
So when we record this, I haven't gone back to watch one of our YouTube episodes, but when we have the Q&A, that actually shows up on the video stream.
Yes. And
Very
you
cool.
can click and it'll jump to the point which we're talking about it.
Oh, well,
So
that's
it puts-
really cool.
Yeah, it puts
Wow.
bookmarks in the link or into the feed.
You know
there.
what? You know
Do
what?
tell.
I have seen those bookmarks on Daryl's podcast
Mm-hmm.
that you and Daryl do, and I clicked on just the bookmarks and thought, oh, that's interesting. It takes you to some particular thing that people are talking about. I didn't realize that it was actually associated with the other part. You need the audio widget for your website.
Well, I'll go add that then.
What's he talking about?
Most of the podcast websites have a little audio widget off to the side, like a sliding drawer type thing, where you can click on it, record a message to go right in.
Hmm.
I
Gotcha.
didn't know if people wanted that. So let's see. I'm in that right now, and that's a plugin. And
Wow, how's that for responsive webmastering?
exactly.
There you go.
And I'm gonna have to.
We are all about our audience on this.
Post a
podcast.
comment and it happens. I would like $1 million deposited into my account, please. No? Oh, well.
Crickets.
Have you checked your account?
It could be
Oh.
Canadian dollars. I'd take those.
They're almost the same.
Yeah. Very different than Australia, though. Everything's different in Australia.
That's true.
I want new, funny, sarcastic T-shirts.
Hmm. I was afraid he was going to say he wanted new, funny, sarcastic co-hosts.
Well, why would I want new ones? These ones are perfectly funny. And
How much more sarcastic can we get?
Yeah.
I don't know. We can get more funny, though.
Boom, boom. That's good. So upcoming episodes. I am really hoping we get some good feedback for on the 9th. That could be that could be either a really, really good episode or kind of a slow one. So
One never knows.
one never
Do
knows.
one.
But yeah, I'm hoping we'll get some good stuff there. And on the 30th, I think that'd be fun to hear about some of people's scary and I think I like leaving it kind of open to interpretation somewhat by saying your scariest caching adventure. That could be either a scary cache that's intended to be scary, or something scary that happened that you weren't planning, like I almost died. So I think it'll be
That was
interesting.
actually the same one for me.
Yeah, like the time I thought I was going to have to call the emergency services to rescue the bad cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all we had was coordinates.
You know, I have found that emergency services folks don't work well off of coordinates. They want like names of roads and approximate distances down the road. When Mrs. Land Monkey, I probably told this story, but when Mrs. Land Monkey and I were caching along the Trans-Canada Trail out in Chilliwack, and we found an abandoned pickup truck over a ridge. Ridge sounds much more dramatic than it was. Over an embankment. And phoned
over the hill.
Yeah, and phoned that into the RCMP, our equivalent of the police. Mm-hmm. I said, I can give you exact coordinates, because they asked, well, where is it? I said, well, I can give you exact coordinates. They said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, GPS coordinates. I went, oh, well, what road are you on? How far down the road are you? But dude,
well, it's right near GCXY 294.
Duh.
Well, that was the other direction I was thinking of going, is saying, okay, look, you get a free account. This isn't a premium member cache. That's funny. And Brian Lang saying that he thinks the streak will end on 600. I think that's probably a good idea. The weather's just starting to turn. It's probably, and as I understand from a side discussion with Brian Lang, he's starting to run out of caches. So
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a lot of geocaches in the Lower Mainland, like Seattle a lot, but.
Is that an official quantity? Seattle a lot?
Yeah, when it comes to geocaching, yes.
It's like Seattle Starbucks stores a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's a lot.
Just be careful what you order.
Yeah.
At least when you go to Portland.
Yeah.
You never know.
You want a what?
That's right.
Are you from Canada? What's wrong with you?
Well, that's a long list.
Yeah, that's right. How much time you got?
That's right.
All right. So yeah, cool episode. Looking very much forward to the next episodes. And Bad Cop, thank you very much for getting that page up.
Oh, you're welcome.
That is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Especially the upcoming episodes page.
The app coming?
The upcoming episodes page.
App coming. I like it.
All right. Well,
okay. I'm going to stop the podcast.
Let's do that.
Good night, all.
Thank you,
Nighty
folks.
night.